Good morning, traders. Snapback rally. That is today's theme. It is Friday, March 14th. My last video was on Wednesday, 2 days ago. I'd mentioned that the odds for a bounce were very, very high. If you were short, you should be taking profits after a huge move lower. We have a little additional weakness. As with every video, I'm going to review my previous pick. That's how I like to start these things. I'm going to make this one really quick. I promise I don't have a lot of time today. So, how is the table set? Why is the table set for a snapback rally? We're going to talk about that. When you have a bearish market condition and the market falls very far, very fast, it takes the elevator down. You are not ever going to pick the absolute low. So just come to terms with that. But know that your risk of a big, big bounce is very high as you approach those deeply oversold conditions. And then, wham, out of nowhere, the market rallies like it is right now, up about 90 points overnight. What the hell? How am I supposed to trade that? You anticipate when these snapback bounces are going to be occurring. And I'm going to get into my market analysis in just a second. I'll tell you why I felt that way. Let's take a look at CLF. That was the last pick that I gave you. And you can see from Wednesday, even though the market was trounced, this is about when the video came out. I did it very early in the morning. So the stock was somewhere around $9.60. It got up to about $10. That was a 5% gain, especially if you look at that beautiful little overnight move the next day. That's a 5% gain in the underlying stock in less than a day. It's a really nice pick. And look at what the stock is doing this morning. It's continuing to push higher. Let's put an SPY overlay up so that we can see how the stock fared during a deep market sell-off. Things got pretty nasty yesterday. So you're in here on the video. Stock rallies up. Great. Uh-oh, here goes the market selling off hard. The stock was still at the close yesterday higher than where I showed the stock to you on Wednesday. That's the beauty of trading relative strength. If you're a little bit early, look at the cushion that we had. Boom, stock moving higher. If you would have bought futures in here and you thought, well, the market's going to bounce, I'll just buy some futures, you would have had your ass handed to you on that big decline because the market fell, I don't know, probably 60 S&P points, 70 S&P points or more yesterday. Being in the right stock is critically important. So let's take a look at what the market's doing today, and I'm going to tell you why I felt that a bounce was coming. Go into the D1 chart. Let's see how far the market's fallen. 10% in the course of a month. That is a big drop. You can see mixed overlapping candles in here. That tells us that buyers are engaged along the way, okay? Big drop, but stubborn. There are buyers in there. And then finally, below the 200-day moving average, you start to get this whoosh. Well, here on Wednesday, why did I feel that the market might be ready to bounce? Well, we were starting to see some signs of support. See these tails under the body here? Okay, those are important because that tells us that the market, they tried to drive it down and it bounced. Tried to drive it down and it bounced. Yesterday, they drove it down hard. What are we doing today? We're bouncing. And you can see the market is above the open of that last long red candle. Very important. There were sellers there before. They're not there right now. We're through that level. So what am I expecting today? And what other things have me suspecting that we're going to see a bounce here? So what are the issues that the market's been dealing with? Inflation, inflation, inflation. Okay, well, higher inflation is going to keep the Fed on the sidelines longer. They're going to be higher for longer. Well, CPI came in lighter than expected, 0.2. PPI came in at 0. Hallelujah. Inflation is not that big a threat right now. Awesome. That means that a week from now, the Fed is going to have an easier path to easing. They're going to move that window forward. And if bearish speculators start to sense that, they're going to take gains on their short positions and they're going to do it right now. They're not going to wait for a dovish Fed statement. The risk is too high. When you reach a low point like this, what are your odds that the market is going to fall even farther after a 10% decline in a month? Not very good. Why not? Number one, because we don't see dramatic sell-offs like that very often. Number two, we don't have the news to justify such a big drop. Is there a bank failure? No, there's no credit crisis right now. All right, well, what gives? What about the tariffs? All the tariffs. The tariffs are going to be inflationary. The tariffs are bad. Have we enacted any tariffs yet? No, we haven't enacted any tariffs yet. Okay. So that's not really playing out. Oh, it's the continuing resolution. Well, the House passed the continuing resolution. Now it's going before the Senate. Well, no way Democrats are going to vote for that. Really? Chuck Schumer said he's just going to vote for it because he feels that Doge can do even more damage with a government shutdown. That is going to pave the way for more Democrats to get on board with passing this continuing resolution. Another threat resolved. Let's take a look at VIX, VXX. We all have those quotes, and we can see on a daily chart that it's rallied to a point where we typically see market bounces. Okay, this is a horizontal resistance level. Option implied volatility spike when there's a great deal of uncertainty and when the market sells off hard. SPY overlay. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See that spike right there? Came during that big market drop. See that spike? Came during that market drop. See that spike in VIX and that market drop? Look at what the market has done after each one of those VIX spikes. Another spike, another rally, another spike, another rally, another spike, another rally. Hey, VIX is telling us it's high, and this alone is telling us that we can expect a bounce in here. What else do we got working here? We got triple witching next week. Triple witching causes volatility. Where is the greatest potential risk right now? The greatest potential risk is to shorts who have gotten onto this bandwagon because the rubber band is stretched so freaking far that it's ready to snap back. And that causes vulnerability, and that could fuel this move higher. So when I'm talking about trading a bounce, very important concept here. If you are a longer-term swing trader, just take gains on your short positions. Do not buy this bounce. If you're a very short-term trader, look for a struggle to get back to this 200-day moving average over the course of the next week. And then after a heavy round of selling like this, we'll be watching for mixed overlapping candles. Maybe we get above the 200-day moving average. If we do, it kind of makes our game plan a little easier because when we drop back below it, we'll have a good entry point for future short swing positions. And I am still bearish, and I still believe that the global macro conditions are going to continue to deteriorate. So we are not out of the woods. This is only a snapback rally. This is a bounce. This is nothing more than that. Don't take your eye off the ball. The short side is where you want to be, but there is an opportunity to get long on this bounce. And I'm going to show you a pick. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that right now and turn on your notifications because I don't normally do a video on Fridays. But when I see something really good setting up, I'm going to try and get one out very, very quickly. And if you don't subscribe and have your notifications on, you'll miss the trade. So let's take a look at what the market's doing right now. And you can see every rally has been a fade. Every single rally has been a fade, and the market went boom, 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 right straight up. Okay, so we are going to go through a bid check because sellers have been aggressive. And this is a gap and go with nice early stacked green candles. Awesome. They're going to try and make it look like the market's topping out, just like it has every other time. And a support level around VWAP should be pretty decent. So you want to see any retracement kind of struggle, mixed, wimpy, overlapping candles. No need to chase a gap and go bounce. When you've had this level of selling pressure, those sellers are going to test the bid. As the bid is tested, you're able to watch how the stock is responding. So when you get a market pullback, what do you want the stock to do? Stay high, stay high, stay high, stay high, tread water, tread water. Why is that even happening? Because buyers are in, they're supporting the stock. They see this as an opportunity, a good entry point to buy that stock. So they don't care that the market is pulling back in a 5 or 10-minute bar. They want to buy that stock. And when you see that type of price action, and when the market finds support on this bid check, you'll have a great entry point. Pete, what happens if VWAP fails easily and the market stacks 5 or 6 red candles and starts to fill in the opening gap higher here? Should I still buy? Hell no. Wait for the dang market to show you that there's support. Wait for some volume to come in. I'm not seeing real heavy volume in here. This is on a 10-day basis, so the volume's been pretty heavy over the course of the last 10 days. Real relative volume is going to look at a 50-day basis. And there you can see we have had some pretty decent volume on the open, but we want to see sustained volume, especially on a pullback. And here we go. Look at that initial move get absolutely crushed right in here. Are we any worse off? No. Let this market come in, and we have to find support in here. There's going to be some shorts coming in here too. We need to find support in here. And once we have that support, this is the perfect time. It is the ideal time for us, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take a look at stocks and see which ones held up really well, because those are the ones that I'm going to want to buy when the market does find support. So let me get into that real quick. Let's take a look at a search. I'm going to run it, and here we go. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for super liquid options. I'm looking for stocks that are above the prior day's high. Whoa, there are probably not going to be many of them. Why? Because the market sold off hard. Most stocks sold off hard. For a stock to get above the prior day's high, it either had to close close to the prior day's high or have some kind of monster overnight move. So liquid options, greater than the prior day's high, very easy search for me to run. So I'm going to go through this list, and I'm going to just click on some of the bigger names. And all I'm going to be looking for, in fact, you see this pullback right here? I want to see a stock that is strong on a 5-minute basis, and it has relative strength. It tells me it's not pulling back with the market. Add that one more variable. Look at how short our list gets all of a sudden. Okay, really nice stuff. I could even click new high of the day. Is there anything currently making a new high of the day? Look, there are stocks even with this market pullback that are making a new high of the day. Let's check them out, because one of these is going to be good. So go into that daily chart. I'm going to be looking for support. Okay, this stock, I don't know what the heck this is, because it's just sitting here right now, but it has not moved lower with the market, which is nice. So yes, that is relative strength. AZN, pretty nice little bullish flag. Let's get this out of the way so we can clear up the chart. That's okay. It's been relatively strong. BAC. Look at how well BAC has been able to hold up during what? During a market bloodbath. Down from 570 down to 540 in the last week. Okay, what's this stock done? Sit on a major trend line. Nice. Okay, cool. It's finding support here. This stock could bounce really well. What's it doing now? Look at it surge higher. I'm loving it already. I'm going to have to cut this video short so I can go get me some. Caterpillar. Nice. Let's take a look at that D1 chart. That's good. FSLY. Nice base in here. Okay. I don't like buying weak stocks. So this one was weak even before the market sell off because you can see it peak back in there. What I want is I want a stock that has pulled back with the market and it's only down because of the market. It's not down because of any kind of weakness. This is really nice. Earnings before the open yesterday. Look at that surge higher. This stock has some momentum. And I'm not going to give this one to you because it's an AI type of stock, but that is some dang good price action. And look at how well it held up with what we know is a current market pullback. Look at that volume. Look at what it did yesterday during the market pullback after releasing earnings. QBTS, this stock wants to go higher. I like it. I do like it. I would probably day trade it. It's one of those go-go momentum type of stocks. Look at Charles Schwab. Up against the 200 or 100-day moving average and then the 50-day after that. Nice relative strength. Wouldn't trade it because I don't have enough upside. Okay. That was pretty nice. VALY. WDC. Look at how nicely this stock has been moving when the market was selling off here. This stock wants to go. It's a choppy one, though. You don't get a lot of momentum out of that. And I'd rather see something with nicer, smoother ebbs and flows. WDC looks pretty dang good to me. I'm going to take this variable off because I want to look and see what really big names are out there that might be moving right now. We're going to take this off. Whoops. Actually, we're going to keep relative strength up and see what we got here. I'm going to look at PLTR because that's been a hot stock. Look at how well that stock is performing right here. It is above the high from 2 days ago, well above the high from yesterday. It sold off yesterday with the market, but it found support. Let's take a look at the D1. Really nice. So the 50-day is at 87.24. That gives us about $2 of upside. The 50-day is not as significant as the 100-day or the 200-day. You can see it didn't even get down to the 100-day moving average. SPY was down below the 200-day moving average. So on a relative basis, you can see how this horizontal was resistance is now support. And the market sold off hard and the stock held that prior high. The reason that it surged was because they loved the earnings. It gets through that 50-day moving average on a decent market move today. That's going to pave the way for it to at least get up to a VWAP-E next week ahead of the FOMC statement. I'm liking that pick. I'm liking that pick a lot. I think that might be your pick of the day. And look at the market come screaming back. I'm going to close it on that note. PLTR is your stock of the day. Let's watch it get through that 50-day moving average as the market's starting to climb. What do we want to see the stock do? Boom! Higher. Annihilate that 50-day moving average. Let's get through it. Let's get this market bounce underway. Market make a new high. We want to get through this previous resistance level right here, about 563. And we're looking to do that through the course of the day. I think it's going to get there. I think the CR is going to get passed. I think shorts are going to be scared. They've got huge profits. They're going to cover ahead of a potential dovish FOMC statement. The risk is to the upside for shorts. That's why we're going to move higher into triple wedging. This is only a bounce, but it sets up a short-term trading opportunity for us. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. If you've made money on my picks, please give it a thumbs up. Motivate me to keep going here. Help me reach more traders. Thank you. Trade well. Don't get cute on this bounce. Don't overstay your welcome because the longer term move will be setting up for a new short in about 2 weeks or so. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.